As we age, pelvic stability becomes so important. Today I'm going to go through a few exercises on how you can understand how to use your pelvic stability and then continue to challenge it. But also I just wanted to talk about why we need pelvic stability as we age. There's 5 reasons. Number 1, balance. Whatever we do, whatever you're walking, any activities, standing on like one leg and 2 legs, you need to have good, strong balance. Number 2, your posture. Your pelvic stability is all the muscles in the center here. That is bringing your upper body and your lower body together. It's your center of gravity. It needs to be strong to keep you strong in any direction that you move. Number 3, walking. You know, if you ever seen people kind of walking and they got like their hip drops or they have kind of a wobble, and that's because their pelvic stability muscles are weak and it's not keeping their hips strong and in alignment. Number 4 is incontinence. Part of pelvic stability is understanding how to gently and only gently engage the pelvic floor. That, of course, is great as we grow older. If that gets weak, that's where we become more incontinent or incontinent. Number 5 is your hip and knee health. If your pelvis isn't staying stable, then your hips and your knees are going to work out of alignment. And as soon as something goes out of alignment, you're taking the pressure in the joints. We need to keep it out of the joints, keep our alignment, work in alignment, and keep those muscles strong. So with that, let's get started. We are going to start with some beginner pelvic stability exercises, and then I'm going to challenge you using the Pilates ball. So if you don't have a ball, if you have something like a pillow or something that you can squeeze that what is between your knees, your hips, or your legs are still hip distance apart, that's what you need. Ready? Let's go. We're going to start without the ball. Come lie down. We're coming into our relaxation position here, which is your knees bent, feet flat on the floor, feet are hip distance apart. So I use one hip cushion and that just makes sure that my ribs stay down. In pelvic stability exercises, it's so easy to want to lift your ribs up to take some of the work out of the lower body. Arms are down by your side. So first, let's come into neutral pelvis. We're going to start by imprinting our low back into the mat. Breathing in very gently, listen to your body, extend, and then relax down so you have that natural low back curve. 2 beginner pelvic stability exercises. First is knee openings. Before we start with the exercises, we need to understand that to engage the lower part of the transversus abdominis, which is the corset that kind of wraps around your spine, you need to engage the lower part by drawing those hip bones together, because quite simply drawing your belly in isn't going to get it. You need to engage the lower part that's around supporting the pelvis. So if you imagine, of course you can't bring your hip bones together, if you imagine you could, that's what you're going to engage. And you'll feel it if you put your fingertips on your hip bone and then you walk them in about just over an inch, about 2.5, 3 centimeters. You put your fingers in there and then imagine you're drawing your hip bones together and you should start to feel something engage, okay? This is where we're focusing on. These are our lower core muscles. Our pelvic floor, you don't want to like hold it for dear life, but it's basically if you have to go to the bathroom or that's what you draw it up, okay? So gentle engagement of the pelvic floor throughout. And then everything else will start to kick in because you are engaging the transversus abdominis, right? You can leave your fingertips there. Let's start. We're going to start with knee openings. The name of the game is to feel the weight behind your pelvis and don't let it move. So make sure that the weight on the mat or on the floor isn't shifting, right? This is what we want to keep stable. Take a breath in, have your fingertips on the inside of your lower core. As you breathe out, engage that lower core. Send your right knee just about 5 inches, just a tiny bit out to the side, but don't let that pelvis move. Breathing in, think lower core on that side is wheeling it slowly back in. Breath in, breathing out. Send those ribs down, make sure you're not lifting up. Send the left knee out to the side. Breathing in to draw that back. So you're doing a tiny exercise, which can be really hard, but at the same time, let your body move. So breathe out, engage that lower core, slowly drop the right knee out to the side. I'm going to change my view here. Breathing in to draw it back into center. Breathing out, left knee. slowly out. So this leg is totally stable. The weight through the back of my pelvis is totally stable. One more on each side. Breath in, breathing out, right knee out to the side. Breathing in. And left leg, breathing out. Ribs are staying down, pelvis is super steady. Breathing in. The weight, for me, it's the weight behind the pelvis. That's how you can tell. That's how you can tell if you're shifting, okay? As well as the opposite leg. So knee openings challenge your pelvic stability from side to side. We're going to do single knee folds, and even if you're advanced, I promise you, doing them super slowly, this is still a challenge. All right, so again, your relaxation position, you have to have a neutral pelvis when working in with your pelvic stability. Let's go. Engaging that lower core, take a breath in. As you breathe out, promise you, lift the heel, toe, then float that leg up. Don't let the pelvis extend. This is what we're challenging, up and down here. Take a breath in, breathing out. I'm really going to have to work hard to bring that leg slowly down without letting my pelvis tip into extension. The weight is loading the bottom part of my pelvis. Breath in, breathing out. First lift the heel, toe, float that leg up, left leg. Breath in, breathing out. Lower it down as slowly as you can. The further away it gets and closer to the floor, you can feel you really need to engage. One more each side. Heel, toe, float. The reason we lift the heel first, it activates the upper part of our leg, our quad. And then that helps to keep the pelvis more stable again. As opposed to if you just lift the whole foot, go ahead and try it. It's much harder to keep your pelvic stability because your hamstrings come into play. Heel, toe, float, left leg. Breath in, breathing out to lower it down. Good. Give yourself a full body stretch. So those are 2 beginner exercises. If you found that a challenge, I would continue working with those and consider starting doing some Pilates with working your core. All your Pilates does work your pelvic stability muscles. Let's go. Let's challenge this. So we're going to come into our relaxation position. Go ahead and take a pelvic tilt if you want to come into neutral. You're going to bring the ball in between your inner thighs, but not squeeze it, right? It's a gentle engagement, and your legs are still hip distance apart. We're bringing the adductors into it, which are also really important for our pelvic stability, but they're also going to challenge it. Naturally, when you want to squeeze the ball, you want to tuck your pelvis under. Like you can feel you squeeze, and it's like your body knows how to compensate, so it's going to really want to flex under. You want to keep your pelvis in neutral and in gentle engagement with the ball. Arms down by your side. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, find that lower core engagement. You're going to heel toe float the left leg up. Just extend the knee, but keep the thigh bones parallel. Breathing in, and I can feel it working as I replace that foot down. Breathing out, right leg. Extend. Breathing in. Now the hardest part is actually shifting legs. So I really engage before I do the other side because you can feel a little bit of a shift there. You can avoid that with good strong pelvic stability muscles. Breathing in. Last one. Breathing out, heel toe float. Extend that knee. And bring it back. Ribs are staying down. And you're breathing, all right? Good. Last one. When we curl up in relaxation position in Pilates, I teach it with our legs straight if that's comfortable for your back, because it just takes the whole thing out and make sure that we can focus more on the upper core. When you come into a curl up in relaxation position, again, you bring your hands back behind your head, shoulders are down and engaged. First, nod your chin towards the chest. You're going to come up into half a curl up, so the back of the shoulder blades are still on, but everybody wants to flex under. You want to come into like a little boat, come high. No, keep that neutral pelvis. Okay, bring your head back down. Find that neutral pelvis. I'm going to put all my effort is going to go into keeping the weight exactly where it is in the pelvis, which is slightly lower. It's on the bottom half of the pelvis, right? Nod your chin towards the chest. I'm going to come into half the curl up, sending those ribs down, and then relax my head in. So I'm going to find a little bit of shake, but my pelvis is in neutral. And again, heel toe float the left leg up. Breathing in. Send those ribs down to make sure the pelvis is stable. Replace the foot. Other side. Engage. Heel toe float. Good. So my adductors are working. My core is working. My upper and my lower core is working. And I'm challenging every part of my pelvic stability muscles. All my hip stabilizers are working. Gently drilling in the pelvic floor. Again, just a little bit. And bringing that leg down, bringing the head down, remove the ball, give yourself a full body stretch. If you're able to do a full roll up, arms towards the ceiling, nod your chin towards the chest, come into a spine stretch forward. And coming up. Good. I hope you found this video useful. If you feel like you're in the beginner level and you want to do regular Pilates or learn strong foundations throughout, I do have an online course. And then if you want to do regular pelvic stability muscle exercises as well as Pilates, I have an online membership where we have two and a half, so every other Friday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday classes. I would love to see you for more Pilates, but if that's not for you, no worries. Please like and subscribe to this video and let me know if it's useful to you. Did you learn something new? Have an amazing day and keep moving. Bye.